Hey, it's Gus. I'm the Hot Mess Homesteader, and I wanted to bring you along and show you what I've been doing and where we're at. If you've been following me since a couple years ago, we've kind of been in and out, but we moved from New Mexico to East Texas, so I want to bring you along and show you what we're doing, how we're doing it with the raw land that we got. We have no house. We're living in our fifth wheel, 2 kids, tons of animals, and this is our progress. Well, let's show you what we got going on over here. All of these are tomato plants. These are all Romas. Roma tomatoes. We eat a lot of tomato-based products, so I'm going to be canning all of these. And then over here is another set of 32 Roma tomatoes. These ones are from here. When you plant a couple seeds, you get a couple sprouts that come up. So I figured, why waste them? And we'll just go ahead and put them in different pots. Right here, I have bell peppers. My daughter loves bell peppers. So I have all these bell peppers. Parsley in the back. These ones were planted a couple days ago. This is squash and beefsteak tomatoes. Now, we don't eat a lot of fresh tomatoes. So if it's not in a sauce, we really don't eat those. But some of this stuff is going to go to sell. I got eggplant all right here, and every single one of these are cucumbers, pickling cucumbers. We eat, or my kids eat, a ton of pickles. I hate pickles, but I'll make them for them. And we got my little buddy here, JP, working with me. And chili peppers, these are going to take forever to germinate, but hopefully they will come up. This is what I did today, these 2 trays. I got some zucchini, some lettuce, and cilantro. We got spinach, sweet basil, and green beans. I am very quickly running out of room. I usually do all my planting here and potting and working everything. So here, this next week, I'm going to be putting another shelf here because, as you can see, 3 out of my 4 shelves are full. Some of these are going to go to the local farmers market here in East Texas to help other farmers or backyard growers. So like I said, a lot of this stuff is going to go to the market. Very big on helping the community and getting started in planting. So that is a big goal we have this year, is to just get people being more self-sufficient in gardening, and I want to help it. So whether I sell fresh produce or plants, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to plant some more spinach here in these. We go through a lot of it. So let me show you what these seeds look like. These seeds are super tiny. So a lot of the time what I do, because of the fact that they have, a 1/4 inch depth planting, I just place them all on top and just press them in and then water everything. Don't worry if you get too many, you can just always thin them out later. I'm more worried about germination rates and getting it all done. As methodical as I try to be, these ones I just pinch and then kind of roll my fingers and then put them throughout and then press them in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Open to see where I planted everything at and which cups I've filled, just because most of the time I'm a space cadet and I forget where I'm at or which row I've ended in, and if I don't do it that way, then I will lose track. So I just usually put about 2 seeds and then just go back through, and then whatever I have left in here, I put them back in the package, just because I really like to save stuff. Really try not to waste anything if I can help it. So put these aside, and then you just go through and press them into the depth and get it where you need it to be. Now that all of these are planted, I'm just going to water them in. I'm very big on not buying stuff if I don't need it. So what I did was, my kids like this high C. Just got the cap, screwed some holes in it. Now I got water. Simple as that. Not always the greatest, but I mean, it'll get the job done. Next, I put the name and the date, and then I go ahead and write everything down and keep track of it. And I just put it in the front of the row. So I'm not having to use a bazillion of these to keep track, because I plant everything strategically and in the same areas. So very rarely will you ever see me with like a gap in the row. It would drive my OCD nuts. And that's it. That's how I do my seed starts, and they just stay in here until it's time for germination, or they germinate and they get bigger and they're ready to go out. Here in East Texas, our growing season's a lot longer. We can start a lot earlier. So, you know, most people wouldn't even think about putting plants out here in the first couple weeks of March, and I will have a lot of my garden beds filled. It's not actually as easy to plant here, even though everything behind me looks super green. We live in East Texas. It gets a lot of rain. Our problem is that this was an old well pad. Let's see if you can see it right behind me. Right there is the wellhead. So because this was a well pad, it's heavily clayed in this area, and I mean heavy. Drainage issues, so it gets crazy here. And buying raw land, didn't really think about that. Just trying to figure out bugs flying up your nose. Great thing, mosquitoes come out early. So didn't really think about that. We just saw this place and we're like, oh, hey, it's got a place that's already cleared out. Less work that we have to do. We can move in sooner, and we bought raw land. So everything here we have done. This gate, that's for me. I wanted to have pretty flowers come up over. So I want to show you the garden area that we're working on, and this will all be changed within the next week. It's going to be a lot of progress. So here's the area that I have for now. It's actually going to be extended further over here. I'm a lazy dog and the chickens. And redoing the fence, and then coming further out, and then going back, and then all around. So it's a pretty decent amount of growing space. I do have this one bed. I made this because I was super excited when we first moved here last July, and I wanted to plant something not knowing about my area. So I built this bed. I currently have beans, peas, some Malanta. I got some carrots growing in here. They're kind of hard to see, but they're here. I got onions, some more basil, and in the back row, 2 rows, is some cabbage. So back here, this whole row right here, I'm going to be doing corn, almost from here to the end of the fence. And then I will strategically place beds throughout here and utilize every bit of space I have, because I want to get the highest yield we can have. That's basically it for today and the project that I have going on. Like I said, throughout this week, we're going to be building the new raised beds and getting them ready for the plants that I already have ready to go out. And I will bring you along to show you what we're doing and how we're doing it, and keeping everything as affordable as possible. Basically, if I don't have to buy it, I really try not to. I try to use what we have here. And as you can see, I have a ton of forest. And so we mill our own wood with the sawmill. So I will go ahead and post videos of that happening this week. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I will be bringing you more videos. Thank y'all for watching the Hot Mess Homesteader.